Hello, welcome to Yacht Second Chance. So I'm going to do just a little walkthrough here and show everyone the boat and what I've been working on. It definitely needs a lot of work, but she is beautiful and all the bones are in really good shape. There's just a lot of little stuff that needs to be done. So I'll walk you through that. If I get this camera to change directions. All right, so here's the forward V-berth, which is pretty much all storage right now. There's a couple sails up here. You can see kind of how the chain comes through the wall and it has that plastic pipe. That is a huge pain in the butt because it gets caught there. So that's definitely something that's high on my list to change. Also, the anchor is only about a 40-pound Bruce, which is a little bit undersized for this boat. And I really do love rocknet anchors, so I'm really hoping to get one of those. But when I start my class, this is probably where I'll end up sleeping in my crew, you know, so we'll have to remove a lot of this stuff from up here, but you know, it's a nice V-berth and pretty comfortable. We have the forward head right here, and there's a hot water shower, and yeah, that's actually really nice, and the hot water heater on the boat's good. Just a little bit of storage, and here we got the main salon. Two really big, nice, comfy places to sit. And up top too, these are going to be bunks as well. So could easily sleep, you know, probably two people up here while we're at sea. Like one could be in the upper and one in the lower. And then possibly more if you put up V-cloths. So I think for doing ocean passages, it'll be nice this is kind of where the best place to sleep will be. Has a nice galley, decent sized fridge that actually doesn't work at the moment. So I'm hoping it just needs gas, but it might need a new compressor. Generally when they run low on gas, it's because they have a leak. In here is a little diesel generator that's not currently working, and a 50 horsepower Yanmar engine, which is working. It's not stopping though, so I have to use a water bottle as a kill switch for it. So I just plugged that air intake. Here we have the chart table. There's currently no electronics on the boat. The VHF works and the SSB works and the stereo works, but yeah, there's no depth finder, no GPS, no anything. So it's definitely something I want to get sorted. It does have an autopilot that sort of works, but it has a lot of quirks, and the screen down here works, but the screen up top doesn't. So to change course, you have to come down the stairs and, you know, do it from down here. So it's kind of just easier, you know, to turn it off and then turn it back on when you want to reset your course. Back here's the aft cabin, and this is probably where the guests will end up sleeping. You know, it's got like a double bunk here and a single here. Now it's just lots of space for storage. And then the rear head, you know, this is another full functioning head and a nice hot water shower in there and a sump pump. And all that actually works. So that's really cool. All right, so let's go up top. So on my first trip, pretty much all of the running rigging had issues. So there's a little bowl in here for the main sheet, which is needs to be replaced. Like, it's just old and brittle and broke while I was at sea. This helm station's great, has pretty decent visibility back here. So yeah, so that's pretty good. Up here you can kind of see, if we look up the mast, there's a spot where the main sheet's chafing and one of the lazy jacks broke at sea as well. So two more things that are kind of a pain, and it pretty much needs all new running rigging. The standing rigging's all in really good shape, it's rod rigging. But then, here we go, we got a tour going by. I could take pictures of them taking pictures with me. Yeah, so running rigging's really high on the list because, oh gosh, I keep getting notifications. Running rigging's really high on the list because it's breaking on me. So it's things that they're definitely just too old and brittle, and the boat hasn't been sailed in a few years. The main sail is not in great shape either. I think the head sail that's on here is decent, which is like maybe a 110, and it says there's a #1 Genoa on board too, so I'm curious to see how to good shape that's in. So I might be able to just switch out this 110 to the #1 Genoa and maybe have a good sail. Here we go, we got two spinnaker poles and a little whisker pole, all of which, you know, seem to be in good working order. The windlass is currently working, but is jury rigged because the solenoids are just really a funky way of setting them up, and something I'm going to change, but I didn't actually have the fittings I needed on board to switch to the new one. But again, you know, the anchor's undersized, and I just went through a storm, and it was one of the first times since I've been a sailor that I was really not 100% sure about my ground tackle, which is not a good way to feel. So that's definitely number one on my priority list. I'm going to put the boat in a marina until I get some of these things sorted, because I definitely didn't like the feeling I had last night when, you know, we were getting gusts up to 70 knots, and she stuck, which is amazing. So I'm glad that happened, but I wasn't 100% sure that was going to be the case. So I was up all night, you know, watching my GPS and making sure that, you know, I wasn't dragging, and my only option would have been to come up here and put the boat in gear. It's a bit of a mess of lines right here. I kind of want to change some of this. I don't think all these have to come to the back. It's nice to be able to be right here at the mast, and really easy walkway to get to and from. And the topping lift broke also, so that's why the boom is hanging so low. So that's another thing for the list of things to fix. So pretty much all the running rigging really needs it. There's my poor little dinghy that flipped several times on the way here, and luckily it flipped back upside right on its own, so I didn't actually even have to do that. So once I get back home, I'm gonna have to take that outboard off, rinse everything out, you know, flush out. I'll pull all the plugs out and turn it over a few times, get all the salt water out, spray some oil and everything, you know, clean up all the fittings. And it's gonna be probably a solid 3 hours work to just kind of make up for that thing being upside down in the water. So, but like I said, it's really nice that it's not upside down now, because it yeah, it was upside down for a fair amount of yesterday, and it seemed like every time a gust was over 50-60 knots, it would, you know, fly in the air like a kite, and yeah, bounce back. And we're here in beautiful Kaneohe, which is right where I live. This is called Secret Beach here, which the secret's out. You can see all the people over there. And it's a famous Chinaman's hat. Yeah, it's a lovely place to come sailing. So hopefully within the next 3 months, I'll be able to raise enough money to fix everything and start taking out guests and teaching people to sail out here in Hawaii and anchoring in this amazing bay. All right, everyone, thanks for listening. Aloha.